Howdy, howdy. Woo! 5:02, babe.
Okay.
I was running, y'all. I don't know how I'm late. I was like doing really good, had plenty of time, and then I was late. I think that happens every Sunday. Oh, I got my brushes. Woo! I had to search for my wax brushes, but I found them. So, good evening, good evening. I did not make an event this week. I'm fired. So, hopefully, we have somebody watching. Hey, Becky.
Waiting for us to start.
And today, spring has decided that it's like early summer. Day before yesterday, it was late winter. So we just don't know from day to day what it's going to be like. Of course, I had my husband turn the heater on this morning.
And then the air conditioner on in here.
I'm pitiful, y'all. I am. I am. Hey, Flea, how are you? One of the reasons I was late, I'm just saying, was because we have a Zoom call for my membership on Thursday, and I needed something to be here by then. So I had to order it real quick on Amazon so it'll be here. Because I went to go look for it today and I can't find it. That doesn't mean I don't have it, y'all. It just means I couldn't find it. Every time I clean up, I find supplies. I find supplies I forgot I had. Anybody else does that? Or is it just me? I'm the only crazy one, aren't I? Oh, so. And we're only going to be on, well, our Wi-Fi is really weird today. So we don't know how long we're going to be on today.
Yeah, it's been miserable all day. It hasn't been horrible. It's just been, we'll stop for a little while. We'll buffer. Yeah. We'll slow down. Give it about 5-10 minutes. Oh, you can come back.
A little glitchy.
Yeah. Oh, wait, this is an important part of the show? No, we'll stop right here. Go get something to eat. Then you come back. Maybe you could see it.
Then maybe you can see it. Tell us how you really feel, baby.
It's driving me crazy. And I'm here, people. I'm here. He's back and better than ever.
Oh, I know. David wasn't here last week. Poor
I've been
kid.
here the last 2 times?
No, I think it was just the last one time.
Was it? I don't
think
remember.
So. I think you're right. I think you guys popped in and then went out the last 2 times.
That's what I thought.
I think so.
But Dad's got the man.
Yes.
Thank goodness for that. He's a tiring young man.
He is. He has energy, but you remember that, don't you?
No. I've never had that much energy.
Oh, I beg to differ.
And there's going to be 2 of them.
I know.
2 of them in about 4 months, right?
No.
May, June, July, 3 months.
3 months, yes.
3 months. Oh.
I cannot wait. Although I haven't done any shopping, but I have things in my mind I'm going to buy. It's not going to be anything that's on the registry. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to buy some stuff I want to buy. Like some Montessori toys. I'm excited about those. Anyways, we digress. Let's say hi to everybody and get started since we don't know how long we're going to be able to be live tonight.
All right, on YouTube.
On the YouTube.
We have Becky Het says hello from Arizona.
Hello,
Kim
Becky.
Lamar. Cindy Gets Fit Schaus says catching you live for the first time. Well, thank you, Cindy Gets Fit.
Welcome to the chaos.
Vicky Moore says, good evening. The weather in Louisville can't make its mind here either.
Yeah, right.
It is miserable. It's just, my boss calls it fake spring.
Who was that in Louisville?
That was Vicky Moore.
Hey, Vicky.
So, if you're on YouTube, please, if you're watching, even if you're watching on your TV, grab your phone, make a comment, hit the thumbs up. It really does help the channel and helps you. You can sign up for notifications and you can customize it. So that's the key. You don't have to have your phone blow up because, something else you watch, you watch, I don't know, ABC News, and they're constantly giving updates, or CNN or NBC or Fox, whichever you watch. You don't need that. You can customize it to just the ones you want notifications from.
Yes.
It really does help. Joan Volkman from Kenosha, Wisconsin, Redeem from Northern Michigan, and Olga Zork from Libertyville, Illinois. Over on the Facebooks, We have Flea Brown from Santa Barbara, Yolanda Jones. Ken there? I got to ask, Flea, is Ken there? Yep. Ken and I are doing well. How are you, David? I'm doing well, thank you. Yolanda Jones, Barbara's Whistler Garrels, says hello. Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis from sunny Illinois. It's a beautiful day there. All right. Beautiful in Illinois in the spring. I'm going to say 55.
Oh, I know, huh?
Would be my guess. Celestine Todd says congratulations on, hey, we're not doing any of the work. We just get to say, oh, isn't she cute?
Yes.
Although I'm not so sure. What was that, a sonogram?
Oh, I know. She was giving us the side eye.
She was
on the
giving
sonogram.
everybody side eye.
You
Like,
guys, the new sonograms are crazy. Like, you can see their features and everything. And I swear, in that second one, she was giving them the side eye.
like, hey, I'm eating here.
She was trying to sleep because the first one she was like her eyes closed, and the third one she had her eyes closed, and the second one she was just kind of looking like,
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
yeah, what are you
Come on
doing,
now.
dude?
Let's see. Melinda Thorne says 83 in Missouri. Holy
Oh
moly.
wow.
Barbara's Whistler Garrel says 80 in Colorado, in northern Colorado. Flea says it poured in Santa Barbara.
Oh, it never rains in Southern California, Flea.
Carol Cahoon says, good morning from, is it Metung or Metung, Australia?
Good morning.
Wendy Kramer, Jan McCrary, beautiful day in Michigan. Kathy Hess is in Memphis. Sandy Ramirez wants to know what you're working on. We'll get to that. Tanya Coppage from Oklahoma. Jean Higginbotham from Brunswick, Georgia today. Is Jean traveling the country? Emily's Upcycled Home says, hello, Mr. California, and then corrects it and says, no, from California. I'll be Mr. California. That's all right.
Make my little circle smaller. It gets in my way.
Patty Girding from Missouri. Kathy Tegredine, beautiful in Michigan today. Pamela Culpadaire and Melissa Q.E. Gomez.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Oh, I didn't say on Facebook, please share.
Yes, please.
Also comment. Do like the page. It does help. Doesn't guarantee you'll get the notices.
But it helps.
It does help. The more you interact, the better it is.
You can sign up to get a text message because, like, I just sent a text message to all my people like 15 minutes ago to remind them. So if you guys would like to sign up for text messaging, you can text hello to 90 to blah 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 928-563-4641.
I will put it in the comments.
And David
as
will
well.
put that in the comments. And I don't text often, so I'm not gonna like blow your phone up, but I do try to remember to send texts out about 10 or 15 minutes before each live.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of getting Bash's text
You don't want
alerts.
to save money
And
at Bash's?
I don't know how. Bash's is a local grocery store here in Arizona, and I don't know how to get rid of it.
Oh, they should give you an option to opt out legally. They're supposed to.
I don't see it on there, so.
So you guys, we started this project last week. We took one panel. So we're using the new Roycycled Spring Blocks decoupage paper, right? So I use one panel, but I still have 3 panels left. And so we use this one because it's nice and springy. And when we use, oh my goodness, what is this called again? You guys help me out. This is a new mold from Iron Orchid Design. Hold on, I think it's right here. Let's see if I can reach over here without falling out of my chair. Oh, here it is. It's called Verities. I think that's how you say it. It's the Verities mold. And so we used it with resin, and we adhered these last week. And then we used Wise Owl's dried thyme as a base coat. And then we used Amy Howard's cracked gesso over our base coat. And then we mixed together our own gray last week because we mixed together the Noir, which is a black milk paint, and then the Strasboro white to make a really light gray. And so I want to do one last coat of just white. And I know this looks white, but it really is just a really light gray. I think the subtlety is beautiful when you're making these old world finishes. And we're going to go ahead and finish our last coat and distress it. And then we're going to wax. And I want to take a few minutes to talk about wax, if that's okay, babe.
I think it's inappropriate for me to be here if you're going to talk about waxing.
Not that waxing.
Oh, thank you. I was worried there. Olga Zork says, 80 in northern Illinois.
Oh,
Holy moly, that
wow.
is miserable weather in Illinois.
Is it really humid?
Yeah.
Oh,
Patty Hogan says usually just reply stop to opt out of a text. I will try
yes.
that. Thank you, Patty.
Capital, all caps, baby.
Okay. Thank you.
So, you guys, we have our panel. I am really loving this panel, and I know that the paper is really warm, so I'm picking cooler colors on purpose so that the paper really stands out when we're done. And so, I want to talk waxes though. You guys know I cannot help myself. I have to do an educational component whenever I go live. I just cannot even help myself. But I went around today and I was laughing because I have Wise Owl wax, I have some Annie Sloan wax, I have some DIY wax, and I have some Brie wax. So I have like all the waxes. And I use all of them, but I use them for different reasons. And so I kind of wanted to talk about wax because I feel like a lot of times influencers will say that you can only use one product, and that's just, you guys as customers, y'all don't have to do that. Y'all use whatever works. And so the Brie Wax Clear I love, but it does have an odor, right? And Annie Sloan's also has an odor. Both of these have solvents in them. You see, I still have them because I love them. This wax, the Brie Wax, is my favorite for whenever I'm doing a painted fabric furniture piece. I use the Brie Wax as my clear wax. I love Annie Sloan's dark wax. So I'm going to show you guys. Wise Owl has a dark wax. Whoops, that's the clear wax. Wise Owl has a dark wax and a dark walnut wax, but they're really cool, the color. And so, which is fine sometimes, but the Annie Sloan dark wax is really rich and really warm. And so that's why I find myself being drawn to it most of the time. I'm looking for some scissors I don't mind sacrificing to open this can.
Sheila Morton says, Tegan says, congrats on your award.
Oh, thank
I
you.
ducked out pretty fast last week, so I want to thank everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Because really, it was the Roycycled retailers, the users, the people who just check in on Sunday nights,
Yeah.
the people in the membership.
Yes.
You guys made the difference.
You guys are, yeah.
So thank you very, very much.
And I don't know if you guys can really see the color, but it's like a really warm brown, right? So I'm always drawn to Annie Sloan's dark wax because of the rich brown color. But if you're someone who's like really sensitive to odors, then these two are probably not going to be you're probably not going to want to do these because you can smell what did I just call it, baby?
Wax?
No, the stuff that makes it waxy. Anyways, these have an odor. But if you want something, not additives, somebody's going to tell me in just a minute.
Yeah.
Because my brain just like drops words. I love Debbie's DIY, and it doesn't have any odor either. So the Wise Owl and the DIY, neither of them have odors. I don't know. They don't smell like anything. I love DIY. Solvents. That's what I was looking for. Debbie doesn't have solvents in any of her products, and neither does Wise Owl. I think the One Hour Enamel may have some, but they're still like a really, really low as far as how much off-gassing it does. I can't think of the word, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. So I love Debbie's white wax. I love it, love it, love it. If I'm painting something black, I can wax it with the white paint and it looks like an old chalkboard. So you can see, I just ordered my new can of Debbie DIY because I went through a whole other one. So her white wax has a lot of pigment in it. And so I love the white wax. And then I do use Wise Owl. I love their black wax. And it smells nutty. I always have to smell it because it smells like, I don't know, like granola or something.
All right.
And their wax is hemp based. It's hemp and beeswax. So there are no solvents in this wax either. So I just wanted to kind of talk about waxes because, and I use all of these. I just use them for different reasons.
What's the Wise Owl thing that you put on the wood that made it smell like tobacco flower?
Oh, that is the salve.
Salve. Okay, thank you. Not a wax.
Nope, it's not wax. It's a salve. But all of their stuff is hemp based. So the salve, it has more oil than wax. And then, of course, the waxes have more wax than oil. But they do have hemp oil in them. So I just wanted to talk about that. Oh, and one more thing. I have wax brushes. This is my dark wax brush and this is my light wax brush. I never use a paintbrush. So if I have a brush that's dedicated to wax, it will always be dedicated to wax. I don't mix mine because I don't want to risk putting wax into one of my cans and then having adhesion issues later. So these are my two brushes that I use to wax primarily. And I do have a pointy one from Paint Pixie that I use too, but I couldn't find it. It's here somewhere.
Paige Komar says the chalk teak wax from Amazon smells like lemons.
Oh, I've never tried that one.
The salve actually changed my cologne because now I use a tobacco flower based cologne.
Oh, yeah.
Because that salve smells so good.
It does. Tobacco flower is my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
So let's get down to mixing our last layer of milk paint, unless anybody had any more questions about wax. Y'all probably didn't want to hear about wax, did y'all?
Flea says she mix and matches, paints, wax, other sealers.
Yeah.
So that's really the way to go. It's project based, right?
Yes, it's project based, and I feel like different brands are really good at different things, right? And there's different, like DIY. Oh, there's my screwdriver. DIY is a clay-based paint, so it stays open a really long time. So it kind of depends on like what your project is and what you're gonna do, which paint you use, and which products you use. So yes.
So I want to tell everybody. Watch Royce get mad. I want to tell everybody.
Oh Lord, what if it's talking
that
about
Royce has a thank you plan. Now, we've talked about this in the past, and it hasn't come to fruition.
What?
But there will be a gathering of the Roycycleds.
Oh yeah, I have
future.
a date. It's the 4th.
Oh, you're going to announce the date?
I can't announce it. I have to announce it to my membership first.
Okay.
Sorry.
But I was going to say, money has been put down.
Yes.
To reserve the space.
Yes.
So.
And if you're in the Roycycled membership, I think I'll do it today. I'm going to post a little video, you guys, so you guys will see the space because it's beautiful.
Yep.
I did a walkthrough since we were there for the awards.
You were there? Okay.
Yes.
So it will be happening. You can come to Safford. You can take part in a Roycycled retreat. And Royce planned it around something extra cool.
Yes.
So, and here's the best part. Our tiny little town is working diligently to get commercial air service.
Oh, I know.
So you might be able to fly in. Which means Dave's going to be picking people up at the airport. But I'm fine with that.
But the airport is right up the road.
Well, it's not that close. It's,
Where? The Safford Airport?
Yeah.
It's right there by the warehouse.
Your warehouse isn't close. It's not bad.
Oh, my gosh.
Look,
we're so spoiled. You guys.
It's 15 minutes.
It takes 7 minutes to get to the warehouse.
It takes longer to get to the airport.
Okay.
Because I've driven out there for news stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did I miss the turn? No, it's literally right on the road. You just have to be patient.
Yes.
So fingers crossed we get air service. So you'll be able to fly into Phoenix, just get a connecting flight, come straight here.
That would be really cool.
That would be great. So, yes, that will be our thank you to everybody who helped put Royce over for best customer service. Didn't win best retail. Honestly, you shouldn't have been in that category.
In the retail category?
You should have been in the service category.
Know. It's okay.
But they put you in that, and I don't know why.
I don't know.
But they did.
They're probably giving you the side eye. Can I say something? I'm going to do something. I'm going to embarrass my husband really quickly.
You were on the front page of this week's paper, too, by the way.
Oh, was I?
For the win.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I want to say something really quickly. And if I cry, y'all just look over me. And I'm going to embarrass my husband a little bit. And I'm going to cry already. I cannot tell you guys how much of a blessing it is to have David in my life. Like, he is for me. And I cannot even articulate how much that means to me. Like, if the room is completely silent and I'm doing a presentation, David is going to be applauding. If the room is loud and people are applauding, David is going to be applauding the loudest. He pushes me to be my absolute best. He creates space for me when I need to rest. I cannot even tell you how much I'm so grateful for David, because I know that he's the reason why I won this award. And this is just one example. And so I thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you so much. So I told him I was going to embarrass him tonight, but he didn't know how. But it's true. It's true. It's wonderful when you have somebody in your life who is for you. So
I'm going to deflect a little bit
sure.
and say, having been a performer, performing, when people say, when you hear actors say it's a hard job, you really want to grab them by the collar and say, no, it's not. There are people up on a roof right now.
Right, in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, hammering in shingles. There are people in factories that are screwing on bolts. There are people doing really, really, really hard work. And I've done that too. I've hung drywall. I've worked in a factory. I've done it. But it's draining. It's emotionally draining.
It is.
And when Royce is done tonight, she's going to sink into the couch because you have to be up. And so maybe because I've been there, I understand how challenging it can be.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm not the greatest guy. I just have an empathy.
That makes it part of it. So, for our new people, they're probably like, Lord, is she going to get to the project? I am. I'm going to get there.
It's a Jerry Lewis telethon. This man here, one of the best ever. Hoy!
Oh my gosh. My grandmother used to watch those.
Oh, so did I. I love serious Jerry into crazy Jerry. It's the best.
It's the best.
Because it's so phony baloney. It's wonderful. You know, this man is a true prince. And then he goes off and like screams into the camera. It was wonderful.
Oh, I don't know. I guess maybe I didn't watch. My grandmother was a real supporter of Special Olympics. So we watched every year. And I volunteered at Special Olympics every year here.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we had Special Olympics
I
again.
know.
I was talking to Dusty Brantner, our newest city council member, who we have worked with her and her husband.
Yeah, in the past.
On Special Olympics, and we got to figure out something to get
Special
back.
Olympics, Phoenix, y'all slipping. Okay, so I digress. This project, you guys, we have a lot of layers already, and I want to do just a couple more layers tonight. You guys watch me mix up together some milk paint, and I know it might be daunting to buy milk paint because you have to mix it up, but like literally, you guys saw me just mix it up. It's super easy. I do have my little, like, it's not a carafe. What is this? It's just like a little thermos because I have warm water in here. If I were just mixing up paint to paint a little later, I would use regular, just warm water out of the sink. But because I'm mixing it here in front of you guys and I need it to be like dissolved and ready to go, I used a little bit of warmer water from my instant teapot, which is my favorite now.
Yeah, she won't let me get her gift for the next like year.
I know, because I'm going to be investing in my craft and it's going to be a big investment.
It is, but I still want to get you something.
No, it's fine. I'm going to pay for my tuition
and for
those
my
that, art course,
for,
and that will be.
For those that are saying I'm wonderful for being so supportive, guys, I just want a sugar mama. I really.
He has an ulterior motive.
I want her to be a millionaire so that I can sit on my can and just flip channels. So,
yeah, you guys saw he's there folding papers all weekend, Portecito. After he's been at work all week, he has to come work with me at the warehouse.
I get to listen to podcasts.
He does not even talk to me, you guys. When we're folding papers, I was so glad Stephanie was able to come this weekend and last weekend for a part of the morning.
Quiet.
I know. We are so opposite. I actually need background noise sometimes when I'm working. Not sometimes, most of the time.
Cody's General Store, when is the retreat? Well,
hey Jody, I'm going to make an announcement. I haven't announced to my membership yet, and I promised I'd give the date to them first. So I will probably announce next week.
And one of our favorites is watching Colleen Kobialka.
Hey Colleen. Oh my gosh, Colleen. I'm going to call you this week, I promise. Last week got away from me. I just don't even know what happened. It was Monday and then it was Friday.
I still want to go visit them up in... You're in Winnipeg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go up. I want to catch a game. I want to watch the Jets.
Okay.
We go up. I want to see a Jets game.
You guys heard that, Mike and Colleen, right? Or I don't even know if Mike is paying attention, but...
Did you see one of my coworkers, Mike, look, he's the voice of sports on my radio station.
Oh, Lee.
Yeah, he broadcasts every game. Denise, who works with his wife, said it was his wife's idea to do this for his birthday this year. They traveled to Pittsburgh, Cincinnati,
Oh,
Cleveland,
wow.
and Detroit to catch the home openers of 4 baseball games.
Really?
Yep, he almost got rained out of one. He almost got snowed out of one. They did play, but snow hit. And he said it was really cold.
Oh, yeah.
But it was his first chance to go visit those ballparks.
I try to get you tickets to go see your team, hockey team.
Blackhawks, yeah.
But they play during the week.
They play during the week, and I just can't. However, if my wife wants to spend money on the Winter Classic next year, I would be happy to fly to Chicago.
What is the Winter Classic?
It is an outdoor hockey game.
Outdoor? When is it, baby?
It's January 1st.
Lord have mercy for Jesus. Y'all see what he's trying to do?
I think it's in Chicago this year.
And he's going to put it out there today because I just thanked him so wonderfully, too. Y'all see
Blackhawks are playing the Winter Classic at Wrigley Field.
I didn't do a good job of painting the sides last time, so I'm trying to hit them this time. Milk paint is really thin, and I will say that Amy White's milk paint is a little different than other milk paints that I've used. I think her focus is really on creating, old European finishes, and so her products do work different than other products. I like them.
Melissa Paget says, are those molds?
Yes, Melissa. This is the new Verdigris, I think is the name of it. ILD mold that just came out with their spring release.
Country Girl Grandma says, being a new retailer, is this for us too, the retreat?
You guys can come. I had a retailer's retreat year before last.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 years ago.
And so this one is just a general one. But yes, you are welcome to come.
Oh, yeah. Everybody. We want everybody. Linda Baker says, if you go to Winnipeg, make sure you go to the Forks. What are the Forks?
Yeah, what are the Forks? And I know Colleen said they have an event once a year where there's a lot of like international food. Right, Colleen? We were talking about it when we were trying to schedule something there.
I know Quebec has a winter carnival that's huge, but that's Quebec.
You don't say?
Or is that in Montreal? I know it's in the province of Quebec. I just don't know if it's Quebec City or Montreal.
I have no context whatsoever, so I don't know. Because I do
All right,
want to
Melissa
go.
QE Gomez just jumping back on. When is the retreat? If you are a member, you will find out.
Yes.
And then after the members are alerted, then everybody else.
Than everybody else. I think I'll post a video of the space tonight and give you guys the date inside the membership. And then for the Roycycled members too, I hope the email went out. I wonder if Brenda's watching tonight. But we're having our roundtable Zoom on Tuesday, you guys. So we can discuss like what we ultimately want the membership to be. Our founders get to have like a huge role in shaping the membership. So
Aaron Tabak says Folkorama is probably the food thing you're thinking about. And she also asks, are we going to Winnipeg? No, but we would like to.
we would like to.
Yeah.
We shouldn't say no.
No plans.
No plans,
Yeah.
but we want to.
But we want to.
And you guys notice how I'm able to wipe. This is an alcohol wipe that I'm using just to wipe off. I probably should leave those speckles. Any paint that gets on my paper, it's because I sealed my paper really well. So because it's sealed, I'm able to wipe back anything that gets on there. If I had left it unsealed, it would soak into the paper and I wouldn't have options. It's already 5:30. How did that happen?
I know. It's a fork is in a fork in a river. And it's on the river. It's absolutely beautiful there. That's what Linda says.
Oh.
Melissa says, how do you become a member of the membership?
So we'll be opening up the membership pretty soon. We had a founders opening in January. And so everyone who came into the membership in January, they're helping us to really like formulate the membership and decide what it's going to be. Because apparently what I wanted it to be is not what everybody else wanted.
Yeah, it's radically changing. I shouldn't say radically, but it is changing.
It's changing. Because you guys know how much I love to teach, but I guess I was doing too much. So, anyways, once we like really tighten down what the membership is going to be and how we're going to formulate and what we're going to do, then we're going to open again, probably about June. We're going to reopen the membership.
Carmen Dowmer just jumped on. We
Hey,
love
Miss Carmen.
And Becky
I
had
see you
said,
unpacking all your goodies, Carmen. I'm so jelly. Carmen went to Creativation, babe. Remember the one
"Ooh,
we were going to go to in Phoenix that year, but COVID came?
yes, I do remember that."
And now it's not here anymore. They've moved it.
Becky Het says she saw it on TikTok. I don't know what she saw.
There's no telling. I misbehave a little bit more on TikTok, although I haven't been too much lately. I haven't had time to really create content. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, but
Phyllis Donnelly asked, "What is the purpose of the milk paint?"
the milk paint distresses so easily. You guys will see in a few minutes. And I'm doing a wet distress. So when you're distressing your furniture, like you have several options, right? You can use like a sanding block or a sandpaper, but I feel like that kind of distressing doesn't really replicate like time worn distress that you would see furniture over time. So my personal preference is wet distressing. The milk paint goes on super thin, so it levels out beautifully. You end up with this really smooth finish, and it's super easy to distress. Now this milk paint is a little different. If you work with other milk paints, they actually crackle up. So back in the day, like I sound like the kids. I know. Back in the day, milk was made with milk proteins, and they didn't have binders in them. So the milk paint that you buy, you'll see that you'll buy the milk paint and you'll buy the binder separately. And you can kind of modify whether you want to use binder at all, or if you just want to use a little, so that you have a lot of cracking that resembles paint that's been really chippy. It's so beautiful. Or you can use a lot and you can just get a really smooth, beautiful matte finish. So it's just a different product for different results. But it is something that's nice to have in your toolkit, especially if you paint furniture.
Fornication by Design says, "So how did they tell you you teach too much? LOL."
Well, if you've ever been in one of my courses, so I am neurodivergent, meaning that my mind, I've come to understand, works differently than everybody else's. And if you tell me, Royce, this stir stick, nothing will stick to it. Like, I'm not going to be satisfied with that. I want to know why. I want to know, oh, it's made out of silicone. And because silicone is actually an oil-based product, there isn't, like, I want to know all the things. It's just how my brain works. And so that's how I teach. So if you're in a membership, I think people were overwhelmed with the amount of information I was delivering, because a membership is supposed to be like, not like a race, but more like a cruise.
Oh, that's a good way to
Right?
put it. Okay.
My people want to cruise Main Street. They don't want to race to
They
get
don't.
to
They don't want to
Phoenix.
be on cigarette boats flying 200 miles an hour across the inlet.
Yes.
They want to be on the cruise sipping Mai Tais
Yes.
and
Enjoying
maybe
the experience and
maybe
enjoying the
shuffleboarding.
community. Yeah. And so, we're figuring it out. And because I like to teach, it wasn't very project based, which I've learned that's what my people want. They want more projects. And so we're just kind of working it out. But when we get it all, and this was one of the benefits of joining, right, as a founding member, is that you would be able to literally help form and help shape what the membership is going to be. So.
Fornication by Design says, "The first time I used milk paint, I came back to my porch and it all fell off."
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a learning curve, but once you get it, it's good, because you probably just needed to add a little bit of binder on there. And milk paint works best like over raw wood too, I learned. So I'm gonna dry this. I just went in and added a little bit more milk paint in some places where I want it a little bit more, for it to be a little bit more opaque. And I'm gonna dry that, and then we're gonna distress it, and we're gonna add some wax.
I would say that should be it. We are gambling already.
I
We've
know.
gone longer than I thought we would, given the way our internet has been.
I know, it's already 5:36.
I know.
It's
so
because you were over there talking about Jerry Lewis.
well, of course, it's Jerry with the flag and schmagen. Anyway,
Ooh, I kind of like that. You guys see what? They can't see what happened. So I have places where it's like almost dry, and when I touch it, the paint is pulling up. That was like very accidental, but I'm gonna recreate that again. Sorry.
Kimberly Jenkins says, "Love that paper. What paper is that?"
This is one of the blocks from the Roycycled Spring Blocks decoupage paper. It's from the new spring release. It is so cute too. There's little lambs here, and the trees are beautiful and pink.
Oh, so this is a new release, so retailers have it.
Yeah, the
Okay.
retailers have
All
it.
right.
Yes. Ooh, that's crack-a-lacking. I like that. Sorry, you guys.
Melissa Paget says, I designed workshops for 30 years. I'd be happy to consult for free on some best practices and tips.
So thank you, Melissa. I do appreciate it. And I teach courses, right? And I know how to do that, but the membership I get is something different. So I'm just trying to figure it out. Um, because I think, I mean, I don't know. A lot of you have taken some of my courses, so you guys can tell me. I think I have that down, like the course part. And I teach a lot of personal workshops too. But the membership is just different than a course. And so that's where I'm just trying to find, because my heart is to give my people as much value as possible, um, but not overwhelm them.
And that's
so,
what some said is it can be.
yeah.
So that makes sense.
So I'm trying to balance, giving a lot of value, but not overwhelming. So that's
Who did the album Give the People What They Want?
I don't know.
Because that's what I was thinking when you were
Oh.
saying that, is give the people what they want.
So you guys, I realized if I puddle the chalk paints, like make it really puddly, and then I heat it up with my gun, it's like crack-a-lacking.
Is that Marvin Gaye? No. It's going to make me crazy. I got to look it up.
Okay.
All right.
And I love that. See, it just cracks off, and it looks really. Let me get you guys in a little tighter so you guys can actually see what's going on. So that just cracked right off, and I love it. This heat gun is my best friend. It's actually an embossing gun,
The Kinks.
but
Marvin Gaye and the Kinks. How did I get those two confused?
I don't even know,
Confused.
baby.
All right. Well, that was the Kinks. I knew there was an album, though. I do like the Kinks.
You the kinks.
Becky Het says, I saw you guys folding paper, sitting across from each other in the warehouse. I love your warehouse. It was fun. I don't mind it because I listen to podcasts.
Yeah, he puts his headphones on, you guys, and he does not talk to me. So I'm just there alone with my thoughts.
I'm listening to history podcasts.
It's fine. Next time, I'm just gonna take one of my courses on my tablet.
Yeah.
That's why I took my tablet this weekend. But Stephanie was there, so we got all the cheese made. I got all the cheese made because I don't really leave the house, y'all. So I have to find out what's going on.
Melissa Paget says, gotcha. I'm sure you'll get it just right.
But thank you, Melissa. I do appreciate it, though.
Fornication by Design says, Marty the Zebra's line, wasn't it? No, turns out it was the Kinks. Wendy Kramer, I didn't realize you were going too fast. I thought it was a good pace, kept us engaged. It's a learning curve for all of us. Please don't make it
Yes.
too easy. As you said, it's a balance.
Yes, it'll be a balance. Don't worry. I just think my biggest takeaway, and Wendy, I hope you're going to join us on the call on Tuesday. My biggest takeaway is that you guys want more projects, right? Not just instruction. Nobody wants to go to college, apparently. I'm the only nerd that had fun at school.
They don't want to be in lecture hall?
No, they don't want to be in lecture hall. I do demos with each lecture, though, but still.
Oh, Fornication says, no, she meant crack-a-lackin'. Marty the Zebras.
Exactly. She knows. You know what? It's funny because I can blame the fact that I watched all those cartoons on the kids, but I really enjoyed some of them. Like Shrek is one of the ones I really enjoyed, and that one too. Which one was that, Marty? Help me out. I mean, Fornication.
Oh, is that Zootopia or something like that?
No, it wasn't. This is the old one.
This is the one where they are on a ship?
No, they escape the zoo and they go to Africa.
Oh, yeah. That's what I said. They were on a ship, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, they were on a ship. You're right.
I saw it once.
I just can't think of the name of it.
I was going to say, wasn't Dom just a little too old for that? Because I remember I saw it with Chris, and I think Chris was like, not
well,
sure.
I had Dom and then Steven and then Asia, so
Oh, okay.
my godchildren.
I mean, Madagascar.
Yes, Madagascar. Thank you.
Thank you.
See, now I'm going to have to watch Madagascar again. because I really did like that one.
We did see it, and I remember Chris, because Chris and Dom are the same age. They're our
Yeah.
twins. And I remember him walking out going, okay, all right.
Let's get it crack-a-lackin'. Wasn't that Eddie Murphy?
No, Chris Rock.
Oh, Chris Rock. Yeah, that's right.
Wendy says, have a conflict on Tuesday. Won't be able to attend.
Oh.
Unless our meeting gets canceled.
We did send out a questionnaire, Wendy. So if you could take like 5 minutes and just answer that too, that'll be super helpful.
Kathleen Hoovis says, is there a way to save the cracks that are standing up? Seal it, or will they eventually flake off?
I don't know. I was thinking the same thing. I bet you if I use like a spray sealer, I could probably, get them to be firm enough to stay. Because like that right there, I like it just the way it is. I'm going to see if I can preserve that one at least. Because I do like the crackle.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Vicky Moore says, I'd like to know the why behind things too. Really appreciate when you give us all that information.
Thank you, Vicky. I try to...
Becky Head says, 2 hours I'm suggesting so we can see a project from start to finish, please.
Oh, and the membership? Oh, yeah. So like last week, you guys, I started a project and then we're going to finish it together on Thursday. Because that's part of the fun too, right? Is us kind of crafting together. Oh, I'm supposed to be I'm all using my wet wipe. So, which isn't doing as much.
This got to be the last because we are tempting fate right now. We are at 45.
I want to finish this one though.
I appreciate that, but I know how frustrated everybody gets when
it just cuts
when
off.
It just stops.
Okay.
I had that happen to me on a video just recently for work.
This is Antique and Glaze, and this is also from Amy Howard. And so I was just wiping this, and you guys see it was really subtle. So you could do that if you wanted something more subtle. I do think that doing the antiquing really highlights the details, which is why we added the mold last week. Remember, for those of you who were here, is because we wanted something to be able to distress. I mean, I could distress just the cabinet door, but it's more fun if you have like pretty details that you can bring out.
Heidi Kulikowski says another creator uses the weather defense spray to protect the chips. Name the creator, because that way everybody could go check that person out too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it called?
We like creators.
We do. What's it called?
Weather defense spray.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. And I know you guys cannot see the subtleties, but you can see the green that's on the bottom, and you can see the cracked gesso, which is like a really bright white, and you can see the gray white that we put on last week. And so all these layers make up the final finish, and they're really pretty. And then I do want to do the wax, baby, because I spent a long time talking about wax.
All right.
So.
Okay. Just saying.
I know. I told you to keep me on time.
If we cut out, we apologize. Like I say, our internet it's been spotty, especially today, but all week it's been kind of up and down. And
I know they're expanding right now. I wonder if that's what's going on. They're working, they're messing with the lines.
They can't see what you're doing.
Oh, Lord. Let me come back out. I'm sorry.
Ginger Chic Rehab. Thank you, Cindy Gets Fit. Or Ginger Chick. Heidi says Ginger Chick. Cindy says Ginger Chic.
Oh, yeah. Yvonne, right? Is that who you guys are talking about? So I'm just going over. I don't want to wipe too much because I'll wipe too much. So I'm just kind of pat wiping, if that makes sense. So if I have an area I really want to distress a lot, I'll lay on the product and I'll come back and wipe it up. So like over the tops of these, I'd like for these to really stand out.
Marty Hardy says you have a happy little accident you spilled on your picture.
Oh, there we go. But the picture is sealed, so I don't have to stress about it. Although I might go over it because I want it to look old world, so we might add a little bit more, a little dark wax. Not a lot though, because I still want it to feel bright.
And Heidi says yes, Yvonne.
Yes, she's super talented.
So check her out.
And she uses my paper sometimes. She likes the farmhouse designs, of course.
Fleece says, why are you using antiquing glaze?
Because it just, so I'm going to show you guys what happens. If I just wipe, I'm going to get, this isn't horrible. I'm going to go and do this in a few minutes. But you guys can see how it's, to me, it looks more contrived, right? Like you can see exactly where I wiped. With the antiquing glaze, you don't have a lot of control. And you get more, something that looks more organic than contrived. Because it's not going to just do exactly what you want. It's going to pull the paint up in these really organic places. And I just feel like that looks, it looks more real, or like what you would really see, right? If you picked up something that had like years of distress on it and not just because I rubbed off the paint.
Fornication by Design says, you laid that stamp out so pristine. Was that ink or paint she jumped on late? That was actually done last week.
No, this is, so everyone thinks that this is a stamp. This is actually part of the decoupage paper. So this panel, I didn't do anything to it. This is one of the panels of the Roycycled Spring Blocks. And I know a lot of times I have a lot of things in my papers that's super hard to show online, but the back is almost like a linen and there's a beautiful pattern behind it. And then it's framed out by this frame. And then you have this really pretty landscape in there with the little bitty lambs in there. They're so cute.
I thought that was one of your stencils.
No.
I really did.
Nope. This is actually on the paper. And so I have two designs that are landscape and that are framed out. And so this is one of the other ones. So on the spring blocks, you have two landscape and then you have two portrait. And so I just try to capture different styles and give you guys varied options, because I know a lot of makers use my products too. So you get the spring blocks and you really can make four, minimally, right? At least four distinct projects in different styles. And I want to dry this really quick. And I want to add some, I'm going to go in with the clear wax first. So I hear a lot of people say that they don't like using dark wax or even dark glaze because they feel like their pieces get dark too fast. And probably what's happening is you're going in with your dark wax or your dark glaze prior to sealing them. So chalk style paints, clay-based paint, milk paints, before you seal them, they're super porous. And so anything you put over the top is going to get sucked in really quickly. So whether you're sealing with wax or whether you're sealing with a water-based sealer, you want to seal your surface first and then go in with your glazes and your dark waxes. So that way they're just sitting on top and you have a lot more control than you do if you try to go in right over the top with something dark. Now, if you want it to look really dark and grungy, right, then you can just go right over the paint and you know you're going to get that really dramatic dark transformation. But I want to go in and seal this with the clear wax and then go over really quickly before we lose Wi-Fi.
We're not the only ones. Kim Comp Rogers is dealing with storms in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
And she says lives are the worst right now because of it. I get it. We're not storming.
The weather's beautiful today.
Yeah, I just assume it's because of the expansion.
I think so. I wish they were expanding to my warehouse.
Yeah. They're expanding the other way. They're going to the airport.
I know.
Although they said the airport is
the
perfectly
airport's
served.
a priority.
Yeah.
So, you know, I understand. Okay. And so let's do some clear wax.
Oh, yeah. If you're a retailer, put a link to your website, your store, your Etsy, or whatever you use. Please.
So I'm going to be nice to David, and I'm just going to use Wise Owl's clear wax.
No, use what you want.
Are you sure?
This is going to be the last, right?
And I'm going to do dark wax after this.
Oh, all right.
We're going to be using the Annie Sloan dark wax, so that's going to be stinky. So that'll be the last. And I'm just patting it on because I don't want to disturb. If I go in there really aggressively, I'm going to disturb all that, and I don't want to. So when Amy Howard does it, she uses a chip brush, and she goes over it really, really lightly. But I'm heavy-handed, so I'm just going to pat it. Now, it would be optimum, of course, for me to go in with the clear wax, let it sit for a little bit, come back, and, wipe it back a little bit, and then go in with the dark wax. But because we're on live, we're just going to...
Christy Wittenberg says, do not know about your area. However, the internet I use sometimes messes up when it's extremely hot outside. Because of our heat, I think they prepare for that more than they do for cold.
Yeah.
Because from now until October, we're going to be in the 90 to 110 range.
Yeah, easy.
In fact, we should hit 90 this week for the first time.
Spring was like, yes, no. Okay, summer, take over. Like, what happened to the beautiful spring weather that we get to have for a month or so?
Been a couple of nice nights.
Yeah. I have a lot of wax on here, you guys. This is too much wax. But I'll come back over this, and I will... I like to let my wax sit for a little bit. In my holy imagination, the paint is absorbing it. And then I'll come in, and I'll take off some of that. But I do want to show you guys, I'm going to be more controlled with my... I don't want to use that brush. I'll use this one. Because I know once I use this brush, that's it. No mas. I won't be able to use it for paint anymore. And I can't find my paint pixie brush, so I'll use this one. And I'm going to have to go around my sides and do everything. I'll leave you guys there.
Fornication by Design says, I thought we hit 90 last week. She's in Chandler. Our weather service is based out of Tucson.
Yeah. And it's cooler here in Safford than it is in Phoenix, too.
Yes.
As a general rule. Sometimes there's been a couple of times where it's been hotter here than it was in Phoenix, but
yeah,
pretty much
as you move east across Arizona, it cools slightly.
Well, and we're a higher elevation, right?
We're in a valley, though.
I know, but
so I think because we're surrounded by...
Phoenix is a valley too, babe.
It is. But the West is hotter than Phoenix, which is hotter than us.
Okay.
And we're only talking maybe 5 degrees.
It makes a difference, baby.
It makes a difference between us and the west side of the state.
Even us in Phoenix. When I go to Phoenix, I feel like I can't breathe sometimes.
Because Yuma, Havasu, Bullhead, they'll hit 120 during the summer. They always hit 120. Yeah. Phoenix doesn't. Phoenix typically...
Yeah. David wants me to go to Lake Havasu in what? What were you saying, June? Is that what you were suggesting?
I was thinking about going before the baby's born because she loves going to Havasu.
I know, but baby...
But that's not going to happen, and then...
then she's going to be pregnant in June, too, and you want her to go to Havasu when it's 120 degrees? Mm-mm.
And then which means we're not going to be able to go until Christmas break.
Well, we can go.
We can go, but not everybody.
Yes, but everybody will have to wait.
Because we have 2 sons in Havasu, 1 here.
Yes.
We thought, because they love...
One in Tucson.
They love DeMar, and they're going to love their niece.
Yes.
So.
I know. I'm just saying. I don't want to go in with my dark wax brush. Look, I'm ruining brushes over here. It's okay. I have 50 million of these. I'll just use this one.
Fornication by Design. Wish I could trade for you when 90 gets here. It'll be here for 5 minutes before the 1 teens up in Chandler. I agree. 90's perfect in Arizona.
Yeah. I'll be hot for a few weeks and then I'll acclimate and I'll be fine.
90's dangerous in St. Louis, Chicago, Milwaukee.
Well, because it's
so humid.
It's humid. And I know people laugh when we say that, but it's a dry heat. But I'm going to tell y'all what, it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. Because whenever I'm somewhere where there's humidity, oh my gosh. And it gets humid here too during monsoon season. Oh, that dark wax is going to warm this all up so beautifully. I'm trying not to do too much with the dark wax because I still need to go back and take off some excess wax, but I kind of can't help myself. But you guys see how that wax, you can see the difference between this side over here where I just drug a little bit of wax up there versus this side where it's still like really bright. So, I mean, it's just a matter of preference, but I'm able to control how much wax absorbing because everything is sealed, right? And so nothing is being absorbed directly into the paint. And so that's how I do my dark wax.
Fornication says, I want to go to Minnesota, not Havasu.
She's trying to get away. I didn't put any clear wax on my paper. I probably should do that. And my paper is already sealed, right? So I'm just putting wax on top of that sealer. I'm sorry, what were you saying, babe?
Rima Becerra says, I was in Phoenix and 90s was a piece of cake. Yeah, it really is.
Because it's a dry heat. Like, it really does make a difference. If you were 90 degrees with like 80% humidity, I don't even know.
Flea says, Dawn dish soap, great for cleaning wax out of brushes.
I know, Flea. I don't even clean my wax brushes. I'm not going to lie to y'all. This dark wax is probably 5 years old. I've never cleaned this brush before. It just, whenever I get ready to wax, I just use it. And this one is for my clear wax. And you guys can see the bristles were already kind of, funky a little bit. So, but generally, if I use something for wax, it's a wax brush from now on. And so
everybody's in the 80s right now. That is so weird.
It's been really warm because where is Sonnet, you guys? I know I have some people here who follow Sonnet. I always get Wisconsin and Minnesota mixed up in my brain for some reason. I don't know why.
Because they're upper Midwest, and let's just be honest.
They've barely been able to do any ice fishing because the ice really didn't
It never really got thick enough?
No.
Yeah.
Because they had a super warm winter. And so
I would tend to think that's Minnesota. Wisconsin, you got to go pretty far north to feel safe on a lake. Didn't stop my grandfather. I would never go out with him ice fishing because he stayed in southern Wisconsin. I'm like, Grandpa, you're crazy.
I should know where it is because I'm going there in October. I don't know where I'm going, y'all, but I'm going to Sonnet's event that she's having in October. I know that.
Oh, she's in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Okay. Oh, so you know.
Well, if you had said event, I would have known.
Oh, because you looked it up when we were talking.
No, because you told me it's in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Well, that's where we're going then.
Yeah.
Is that where you thought we were going to, Wisconsin or Minnesota?
No, you told me we're going to.
No, I mean, but you said it's probably somewhere else.
Oh, for ice fishing. Appleton's north, though.
Oh, okay.
Northern Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. I'm sorry, you guys. I said I was going to wait to do dark wax, but I lied to you.
Yeah, Aurora, Illinois hit 83, but Boston 60. Not even 60.
Boston. And we've had a mild winter. I mean, it gets cold here.
But we had good moisture.
Yes. Thank
you. So the
Lord.
mountain still has snow on it.
I know. There's still snow on the mountain. We live at the foot of Mount Graham. It is a beautiful mountain. Those of you who come, you'll get to see it. I think it's a beautiful mountain, but I'm partial. I don't want to see no paint stroke marks on my stuff. So if you get too much wax somewhere, or like me, I have paint strokes here from my brush, you can just go in with some clear wax, and it'll just redistribute that.
Cindy gets fit in Illinois, but about 15 miles outside of St. Louis. So just north of East St. Louis or east of it? Yeah, Sheila Teagan says, did you buy a winter coat for Wisconsin yet?
I didn't buy one. Did I buy your? Oh yeah, I did buy your winter coat.
You did. Got me a coat from Land's End, which is Wisconsin all the way through.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Well, you said you wanted a Land's End.
I love Land's End. They're fantastic coats. I've never had a bad thing from Land's End, but they're pricey.
They had specials. It was Black Friday, baby.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no, I spent a lot of money on you for Christmas, babe. Okay. So whenever I'm waxing, you guys, it's like a back and forth thing for me. Add a little, take a little away. Add a little, take a little away. Add a little, take a little away. But
Kathleen Hoover says, I don't clean my wax brushes. I brush them in the palm of my hand to warm up the leftover wax that's on the brush.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I never thought about warming up what's on there already.
And Betty, you are 100% right. Betty Hiltz, the weather has been crazy everywhere.
Yeah, it has been. I'm like in the zone right now, but I know we have to go.
Yeah, we're at an hour 2.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
shocked that we still have internet, so
Okay.
that's good. So you get to wherever you want, and we'll jump off.
We always say we're not going to stay on long, and then I don't know what happens. Should I put dark wax over the? I don't know if I want to put any dark wax over the middle. What do you guys think?
Joan says, Royce, so you definitely decided that you are coming to Wisconsin for Sonnet's event?
Yes.
So she's trying to decide if she should drive up from Kenosha so she can meet everyone there.
I am definitely going. I've already made a commitment to Sonnet that I would be there.
The question is whether Dave is going.
I'm trying to convince him to come, you guys, but I don't know.
I love Wisconsin. I will never say no to Wisconsin, but it really depends on work.
Dang work.
Fornication by design, the cheese state, isn't it? Yes, and hence my love of Wisconsin.
So hopefully Dave will come. We'll see.
It's America's Dairyland, I think is the
Is
official nickname, but yes, it's cheese.
I have to decide what I'm going to teach. Poor Sonnet. I'm so busy. We need to catch up with each other because she went to Jane's place this weekend, Jane Belante's, for a retreat. So when she gets back, we'll have to catch up.
Isn't the cheese castle in Beloit? I think it's in Beloit.
Are you making plans for cheese, baby?
We're not going to be anywhere near Beloit. Beloit's
Okay.
at the Illinois border, but there's a castle for cheese.
There's a castle for cheese.
It is. Cindy Gets Fit says, I love this piece as is.
Thank you. I think I'm going to stop meddling with it before I mess it up.
And Cindy says, east of East St. Louis. Okay, gotcha. I love St. Louis, too. St. Louis is a great town. Kathy Hall says, no wax on the paper. Sheila Teagan says no. Rima says no. Sweet Kate's Faves out of Buford, Georgia says, so pretty. You got to give people time to catch up.
I know. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm in the zone. I did wipe most of it back, though. So the reason why I decided was because the outside was so warm, and this is warm, but it was different. And I just wanted to kind of unify the undertones just a little bit. So the middle is still bright, but I think just adding a little bit of wax just kind of unifies everything. So it looks like it all belongs on one piece and that it's not like two separate things. And so after this wax settles down a little bit, I'll go in with my brush and just kind of buff it a little bit. But I'm going to let it sit and leave it alone for a little bit and then buff it so all my paint doesn't chip off. But I think I'm happy with that. I think it came out super pretty.
Flea said you did the right thing. She likes the wax on the paper.
Thank you, Flea. And I have my little knob. This one's too long. That's going to cover up everything. But I could hang, you know how they have the little wreaths? They're actually made to go on like the bottom of candles. I could hang a little wreath or even make a little ribbon and put there on this little knob right here. And that would be really pretty. So this is my upcycled door. I don't think it looks like an upcycled door anymore.
Olga says Mars Cheese Castle is in Kenosha, Racine. All right, there you go. I thought it was Beloit. My apologies. About an hour from Appleton. I thought Appleton was further north.
Don't start me the line.
I thought Appleton was more than an hour from Milwaukee.
And I said I wasn't going to travel this year, but we're going to end up going there in October. And then, was there something else? I don't think there was anything else. I think that's it. I think that's our only travel, because I traveled a lot last year. I think that's our only trip, is that one in October. And then, of course, going to Havasu, but that doesn't count. I mean, that's to go see the boys. I think that's it, you guys. So can you make pretty and not grungy? I could. We could have just left it without the dark wax, and it would have been just as, it could have just been pretty. But y'all know me. I like grungy.
No. All right. It's not as far north as I thought.
And so you don't have to use the dark wax, right? You could just go over with the clear wax and you could have left it bright. And I can still wipe back some of that dark wax, which is kind of the beauty of putting on your clear wax first, is that it really does give you control over how dark you want your piece to be.
We fly into Milwaukee, rent a car, drive to Appleton, and then while you're at the event, I can go a little bit further to Green Bay and tour Lambeau Field.
Oh, see, baby, you got it all figured out.
Closest I've come was I ate at the Hardee's across the street from Lambeau.
I think you should go with me, babe.
So
Look, I don't know what's happening to me, you guys. I used to travel. I went to school in Prescott, Arizona. It's way up north. And I swear I would be in the back seat of a car and going like probably 95 miles an hour because we were young and stupid. And I would be laughing. I was like, there was no even thought of danger. And now I told David the other night, babe, I'm gonna go check the mail while you're still awake. Oh, I'm just becoming more and more cautious as I get older. What is that? And I don't know if it's good or bad. It just is, right? And so, I mean, I traveled all by myself all last year, though, but well, mostly you went with me to Vegas, but okay. You guys tell me to stop meddling with it. Say, Royce, leave it alone. Stop it. It's just that every time I wipe, it just reveals a layer, which is nice. I always feel like when you can see the different layers of a project, it gives it so much depth. And of course, this is something you could use on furniture, absolutely, right? Okay, I'm stopping. I'm going to leave it alone. So that's it. We are done. Do we have any announcements, babe? I don't think so.
no, nothing to announce. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you guys coming and hang out with us every Sunday because my grandmother used to say you can make more money, but you can't make more time. And so when someone gives you their time, that's a huge deal. And so I'm so grateful that you guys come and hang out with us and you guys, participate in my husband's shenanigans and all the things. But I think that's it, unless we have anything else.
Betty Hilt says keep the tone the same. Let's see. Sherry Martin says like the dark wax adds to the dramatic.
The drama.
Oh, Flea's brother went to Embry-Riddle in Prescott.
Oh, wow. Whose brother?
Flea Brown's.
Oh, Lord. What was your brother's name, Flea? And what year was that?
Yeah, what year? That's the big key. Because
we hung out at Embry-Riddle a lot. Because it's like 98% boys at Embry-Riddle.
Let's just be honest. You dated boys from Embry-Riddle.
I dated 2 boys from Embry-Riddle.
See, she doesn't want to say that in front of me, but it's the truth.
Isn't that cute, you guys? The way that wax settled into that little crackle. Sorry. Yes, but we did hang out, though. I was a part of the Black Student Union at Embry-Riddle. That was when Robert Townsend came out with all his movies.
Oh.
He is the first in the 80s, the first Black director in Hollywood in the 80s. Like director, like his films, not like on the set with somebody else.
No, I
He
understand.
wrote and directed those. They
no.
were not great.
No. I can't think of his name. Fear of a Black Hat. Black Hat, not Black Cat. It was before Townsend. Spike Lee was before Townsend.
You make a Spike Lee was part of our routine too. Spike Lee, Robert Singleton.
Singleton, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, not Robert, but Singleton.
Yeah.
He did. Fear of a Black Hat, and there was one other film.
New Jack City.
Yeah, but that was after. I'm thinking of something else.
Oh.
I want to say, was the director of the Secaucus 7 a black man? I think he was, but I'm not sure.
I don't know.
And I want to say the director of 8 Men Out was a black man.
I'm going to look.
I am too, but I could be wrong on both of those two. Secaucus 7 and 8 Men Out, I could be totally wrong. I know Ring Lardner Jr. is in Eight Men Out, and it's based on his dad's novel. He was good in it too. But anyway, there you
go. Okay, yeah. We're going to run away. We will see y'all next Sunday, Lord willing. Y'all have a blessed week. And as always, y'all already know the deal. There is nothing I've done here in either time you guys have been with me that you cannot absolutely do yourself.